Well, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Whatever your current live situation is. Hello, YouTube. This is Jeffrey Kite, back again with another episode of Kite's Curiosities. Catching up on the mail, the TTM mail. Loaded a video the other day with my Caleb's Cards Junk Wax Challenge returns, and that video took forever. It took literally a week to load up, and I didn't want to put another video in the queue, so I just waited till everything was up and running. But anyway, maybe this one won't take so long. Got 4 returns we're going to look at today. One coming out of San Bernardino, California. Another coming out of San Diego, California. One coming out of Columbus, Ohio. Another coming out of Seattle, Washington. Woo! It's going to be some good stuff in here, I think. Let's get to ripping. Starting with this here from Seattle, Washington. There you get it. There it is. Seattle, Washington. All right, let's see. Excuse me. Yes, look at him, look at him, look at him, folks. Mr. Walter Jones. Oh, nice. Oh, snap. That one got a little smudged right there. Oh, well. And this one, Hall of Fame inscription got a little smudged on there too, but otherwise, beautiful, beautiful autographs. I'm just happy to get Mr. Walter Jones back. Let me tell y'all about old Walter Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer. He was a fantastic player. At Florida, he played at Florida State. And down at Florida State, he was an all-ACC member, or he was on, I think he was maybe first team All-ACC, 1996. Gave up only 1 sack all season long, 1996. And he helped guide Florida State to the, it was the pseudo national championship game. It was the Sugar Bowl against Florida Gators, and the Gators wound up beating them. But Florida State had a wonderful season that year. He went on to a great pro career. He was a 4-time first-team All-Pro, and twice he was like a second-team All-Pro. So 6, I count that as 6 All-Pro teams. 9 Pro Bowls this man made. And he played exclusively for the Seahawks. Whole career with them, 1997 to 2009. And in that whole career, from 1997 to 2009, he only had 9 holding penalties. Folks, that is incredible. Only 9 holding penalties in what? That's a 12, 13-year career? That's incredible. Incredible. He only gave up 23 sacks his entire career in the NFL. And he was a big part of the 2005 Seahawks team that went on to win the NFC Championship and earn a berth in Super Bowl 40. So very happy, extremely happy to have back Mr. Walter Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer. Very nice to have him. Let's see if we can slide him over this way. I can get a little bit. There we go. All right. We off to a good start, folks. That one's been up for a while. Let's see what we got here. Let's go with this Columbus, Ohio return. Kind of thick. They got some tape on the back. As my buddy Michael Myers says, didn't trust my Dollar Tree. Didn't trust my Dollar Tree envelope. Let's see what we got. Oh, did he? He kept the index card, but I got the cards back signed. Mr. Larry Johnson. Let's see. One, got him on that one. Got him on that one too. Nice. I love this one. Let's feature this franchise. That's a beautiful card right there. Franchise. Mr. Larry Johnson. I'm going to tell y'all about old Larry Johnson. Larry, just if you can think back to 2002 at Penn State. Going into that season, he'd been a backup, kind of a virtual unknown player for Penn State. But earned him a starting spot in 2002 for the Nittany Lions. And boy, did he respond in a huge, huge way. He was an All-American, All Big Ten selection. He won the Maxwell Award. He won the Walter Camp Award. And he won the Doak Walker Award. So, I mean, he was a beast in college. He rushed for over 2,000 yards his senior season in 1996. I can't remember exactly how many yards he rushed for, but I know it was over 2,000. Oh, does it say on the back of one of these cards? I don't think it does, because none of these are his rookie cards. Let's see. Says anything. Now, it doesn't talk about his college career, but went on to a really, really nice pro career. Played for the Chiefs from 2003 to 2009, and he split that year with 2009 with the Chiefs and the Bengals. Played for the Redskins in 2010 and then with the Dolphins in 2011. His big years was 2005 and 2006. 2005, this man rushed for 1,750 yards and 20 touchdowns. That's good for fifth in, not fifth. He led the AFC in rushing that year, I do believe. And 2006, he did even better. Had 1,789 yards rushing and 17 touchdowns. I mean, touchdowns was less, but, I mean, still the rushing yards was way up there. And in that season, 2006, as you probably saw on the back of that card when I showed it, he set the NFL all-time single-season record with 416 carries. I think he's either the third or fourth man in NFL history to rush 400 times or to have 400 rushing attempts in a season. But he would set that single season. He would hold the all-time single-season record at the end of that year. 416 times the Chiefs trusted him to tote the rock. And he did pretty good with it, I'd say. So in both of those years, they had 1,700 rushing yards. Did not lead the league in rushing. It was just kind of one of those things. He came along about the time LaDainian Tomlinson was putting up ridiculous numbers too. So had it not been for LaDainian Tomlinson, I bet he'd have had 2 rushing titles. I think some other guy beat him out in 2005, but 2006 was the crazy year LaDainian Tomlinson had. So very happy to have Mr. Larry Johnson back in my collection. I sent him an index card because I have a feeling one day he's going to be in the College Football Hall of Fame, but he kept it and did not return that to me, but that's okay. I got my 3 trading cards back. So very happy to have that. Whew. All right, moving on. Man, it's been a big day here. Let's see. San Diego, California. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. Talking about great Big Ten athletes. Here's another one. This is Mr. Jim Carter. And Jim Carter, when he was in college at University of Minnesota, he was a fullback. And 1967, that was his sophomore year. 1967, his sophomore year, Minnesota was the Big Ten co-champions because they lost against, I think it was Purdue. They were ranked number 8 in the nation. They lost to them one week, but then bounced back and beat number 9, Indiana, the following week. And Indiana's only loss was to Minnesota, and Purdue's only loss was to Indiana, and Minnesota's only loss was to Purdue. So they all 3 shared the Big Ten title that year. But Purdue was the one that got picked to go to the Rose Bowl, not Minnesota or Indiana. So they missed out on that. But Jim was a big part of that team. Big part of that team. And went on to have a great junior season. In 1968, he was 4th in the Big Ten in touchdowns. And in 1969, he was 6th in the Big Ten in touchdowns scored. In 1969, they rewarded him with naming him to the second team, or all Big Ten second team. Is what I should. That's how you're supposed to say it. All Big Ten second team. Packers drafted him, and they saw that they could probably use him better at linebacker position. So they converted him to a linebacker, and he did pretty good. I mean, he played from 19, let's see, his senior year was 69. So Packers drafted him in 70, and he played till 1978. So that's a 9-year career. Had 6 interceptions, 7 fumble recoveries. He was mostly, like the middle and inside linebacker for the Packers. And so he didn't go out and pass coverage much. He was more of the run stopper for that team. And made the Pro Bowl in 1973, which was the year after he helped lead the Packers to the NFC Central Division Championship in 1972. I want to say he's in the Packer Hall of Fame, but I don't think he is. I think he might have been nominated or he's been considered for the Packer Hall of Fame. But I don't believe he's in there yet, but he should be well on his way. So very happy to have this one back, Mr. Jim Carter. I believe in a previous video I showed y'all that I got a return to sender on him. And just didn't quite understand that and tried another address, and he finally came back. So very happy to have that. Mr. Jim Carter. Let's see. Stack them up. There we go. All right. Last but not least, it's a big envelope. San Bernardino, California. So that lets me know this is going to be another one of them oversized index cards. Let's see who we got. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here's another one that I sent out and got a return to sender on. Tried another address, and this time we were successful in getting Mr. Terry Baker, the 1962 Heisman Trophy winning quarterback at the University of Oregon State, or Oregon State University, excuse me. Very happy to have that. Look at that. Big old index card, big old beautiful signature. Man, that's going to look good framed up. Man, that's going to look good framed up. Let me tell you all about old Terry Baker. Incredible story. He originally went to Oregon State on like a baseball scholarship and a basketball scholarship. Really didn't consider football very much, even though he was a football star in high school. He was a superior athlete in high school. They won all kind of state championships for his high school team, his junior and senior season. They won like, gosh, it was baseball, basketball, football, I think tennis. I mean, he was it. And that high school team he was with, y'all can look it up. Y'all can watch some YouTube videos on it. It was incredible. Incredible. But anyway, he went on to Oregon State to play baseball and do a little bit of basketball, and played 1 year for the baseball team and decided he's like, I think I'm going to do football instead. And wound up doing football and, kept the basketball there. Played for him for a couple of years, and then 1962, he just had a breakout season. He led the nation in quarterback rating with a 146.5 quarterback rate. He passed for 1,738 yards and 15 touchdown passes. And he also rushed for 538 yards and 9 touchdowns. He guided that Oregon State team all the way to the Liberty Bowl in 1962. And before the Liberty Bowl, that's when they had their awards ceremony. And he won the Heisman Trophy and the Maxwell Award. He won the UPI College Football Player of the Year, and he became the only college athlete to win the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year. I mean, he was phenomenal. Y'all look his highlights up. He was really good in college. Now, I preface that because we'll get into that story a little bit more in a second. Guided that Oregon State Beaver team to the Liberty Bowl, and I can't remember who they were playing. Seems like they was playing Villanova, I think. But anyway, whoever they was playing against, it was freezing cold because the Liberty Bowl during that time was played in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, not in Memphis, Tennessee, like it is now. So on that day that Liberty Bowl was played in 1962, it was 25 degrees. Field was frozen. Players were frozen. The ball was stiff, frozen. Just everything. It was just so cold that day. But old Terry here, he was bound and determined to lead, guide, and direct his team to the Liberty Bowl championship. He passed for 123 yards and rushed for 127 yards in I think it was it was either 6-0 win or 7-0 win. And the only score of the game was Terry Baker here on his touchdown run. But it wasn't just any touchdown run. It was a 99-yard touchdown run early in the first quarter. And that's what won the game for him. Again, go back and watch the highlights. It wasn't no just up the middle, up the gut quarterback sneak thing. He took the ball from under center, drifted back on like a rollout. And it looked like maybe it was a run pass option where either Terry's going to take off running with it or throw it down the field. But he rolled out 5 yards deep in the end zone and then turned it up on that left side of the sideline and went 99 yards. Liberty Bowl record that still stands, that will forever stand, because, I mean, you can't do no better than a 99-yard touchdown run. And as we all know, that's a college football all-time record. So very happy to have Mr. Terry Baker. He got drafted by the Rams in the 1963 NFL draft. And it come to find out he wasn't a very strong passer. Didn't have the rocket arm that's needed at the pro level. So they switched him to receiver. He did catch a game-winning touchdown pass one time, but things just didn't work out as a receiver, and the Rams wound up cutting him. He went up to Canada and played with them for a little bit, and he was – and a funny story about that. He was taking which was it? It was either the California bar or the Oregon State bar to be an attorney. He passed one. He passed either the California bar and was waiting to take the Oregon one, or he passed the Oregon one and he was studying for the California bar. I can't remember which one was which. And the Canadian Football League team that he was playing for called him and said, hey, it's preseason. We need you up here. You know, you need to be practicing with us and get ready for the year. And he said, well, sorry, but I'm studying for the bar. And I'm going to skip preseason. I'm just going to have to wait, and I'll join y'all after I get this test taken. And they said, no. You gonna come up here now, or we going to cut you. Well, old Terry called their bluff and said, well, you guys do what you got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. And, you know, you either pay me what I want to be paid and let me do what I need to do, or you can find somebody else to play for you. And that team said, okay. Hung the phone up, and less than 24 hours later, he gets a wire service message that he'd been cut from the Canadian Football League team. So he's like, oh, goodness gracious, now I've got to pass these bar exams and become an attorney and start making some money, because my pro career is over. But it all worked out in the end. He went on to a great career as an attorney, did a lot of wonderful things. Again, y'all can look all that up. I've talked long enough on this video. We're working on 25 minutes, so. But at any rate, there's to Terry Baker, 1962 Heisman Trophy winner. Let me slide it, get that in the frame there. There we go. Back the camera up a little bit. Whew, lots of returns, man. I'm happy about that. Mr. Walter Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer. Mr. Larry Johnson, NFL record holder. Mr. Jim Carter, one of the best players in Minnesota history. And Mr. Terry Baker, 1962 Heisman Trophy winner. That's all I got. And as always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Till next time, y'all take care now. Have a good one. Bye.